A billionaire in a wheelchair laughs loudly in a sunset garden, mocking a frail old woman before gathered elites, promising her a mansion if she heals him, his cruel challenge echoing in stunned silence. The old woman steps closer without fear, her tired eyes locking onto his as the crowd murmurs, and for a brief second his laughter fades. Something unexplainable unsettles him deeply. Before we dive in, let us know in the comments what time is it and where are you watching from. Let's start. With a trembling hand, she raises her fingers toward him, and the billionaire smirks again, mocking her gesture publicly, unaware that the air itself feels heavier as silence grips everyone watching. Suddenly, as her fingers hover inches away, the billionaire's smile freezes, his body stiffening unnaturally while the crowd gasps, sensing something impossible unfolding before their eyes. In a single breath, he grips the wheelchair arm, trembling violently, his eyes widening in disbelief as sensation returns to his legs for the first time in years. His laughter replaced by pure fear. His trembling legs twitch uncontrollably as he tries to stand, the crowd stepping back in fear, while the old woman lowers her hand calmly, her faded brown coat fluttering slightly in the evening breeze. He suddenly pushes himself upward, half standing for a second before collapsing back, his breath heavy, disbelief flooding his face as murmurs in the crowd grow louder with rising panic and curiosity. The billionaire grabs the old woman's wrist tightly, his arrogance gone, whispering desperately if she truly healed him, while her calm eyes reveal nothing but a quiet, unreadable truth. Without answering, she gently pulls her hand away and turns, beginning to walk down the curved stone path as if nothing extraordinary happened, leaving him staring in stunned silence. As panic takes over, he orders his security through his phone to stop her immediately, his voice shaking for the first time, while the once arrogant man now sounds completely broken and afraid. Security guards in dark suits rush through the garden pathway under dim lights, chasing the old woman in her worn brown coat, while she walks calmly ahead without turning back, her pace strangely steady. One guard reaches out to grab her shoulder, but suddenly freezes mid-motion, his hand trembling as if blocked by an invisible force, his face shifting from aggression to pure confusion. The other guards hesitate, exchanging nervous glances as the old woman slowly turns her head, her eyes glowing with an unsettling calm that silences them instantly. From behind, the billionaire watches everything, his phone slipping from his hand onto the stone path as realization begins to replace his arrogance with fear and desperate curiosity. The old woman finally stops near the garden gate, turning fully toward him, as if she had been waiting, her silence louder than any words, pulling him into a moment he cannot escape. The billionaire orders his driver over the phone with a shaking voice, demanding the car be brought immediately, his eyes locked on the old woman, as fear replaces every trace of his former arrogance. Moments later, a black luxury car rushes into the driveway, headlights cutting through the darkness as security quickly clears the path, their movements now cautious and uncertain. The billionaire grips the wheelchair and forces himself up again, managing to stand for a few seconds before being helped into the car, his face overwhelmed with shock and desperate hope. Inside the moving car, he stares at his legs, slowly lifting one foot, his breath uneven as realization begins to hit him that something impossible is happening within his own body. As the car speeds away, he suddenly shouts to turn back, his voice cracking, realizing he cannot let the old woman disappear, his fate now completely tied to her mysterious power. The car screeches to a halt near the garden gate, tires grinding against gravel as headlights illuminate the old woman standing still, her worn brown coat glowing faintly under the harsh beams. The billionaire pushes the car door open and steps out unsteadily, his legs shaking but holding, as he stares at her like she is the only truth left in his collapsing world. He begins walking toward her for the first time in years, each step uncertain yet real, his breath heavy as the guards watch in disbelief from a distance. Stopping just inches away, he drops to his knees suddenly, his pride shattered, his voice breaking as he begs her to tell him what she has done to him. The old woman finally speaks in a low, steady voice, telling him this is not healing, but a warning, her words sending a deeper chill through him than any miracle ever could. His face tightens in confusion and fear as he asks what she means, his voice trembling, while the guards remain frozen behind, sensing something far darker than a miracle unfolding in silence. The old woman raises her hand again, not to touch him this time, but pointing toward his chest, her eyes piercing, as if she can see something buried deep within him. Suddenly, the billionaire clutches his chest, gasping violently as flashes of forgotten memories hit him. Faces, screams, and a collapsing building he once ordered to be built cheaply. His eyes widen as he remembers the truth. Years ago, he ignored safety warnings at a construction site, leading to a deadly collapse that buried workers alive, a secret he paid to silence forever. The old woman whispers that she lost her son in that collapse, her voice steady but filled with buried pain, revealing that tonight was never about healing, but making him feel everything he tried to erase. The billionaire's body shakes violently as guilt crashes over him, his hands trembling against the cold stone, while his eyes fill with tears he hasn't shed in decades. He tries to speak, but his voice breaks completely, as if something inside him refuses to let him hide anymore, forcing every buried truth to surface at once. The old woman slowly steps closer, her worn shoes echoing softly on the stone, her calm presence now overwhelming, as if she carries the weight of every life he destroyed. She places her hand gently on his head, not with anger, but with a quiet, crushing sorrow, and instantly his body stiffens as another wave of unbearable memories floods his mind. He suddenly screams in agony, collapsing forward as he relives the final moments of trapped workers calling for help, their voices echoing inside his mind with horrifying clarity. His scream echoes through the empty night as the garden fades from his senses, replaced by a suffocating darkness where distant cries for help begin to surround him from every direction. Suddenly, he finds himself standing inside the collapsed construction site, dust choking the air as broken beams surround him, and the cries of trapped workers echo louder than ever. A wounded worker reaches out from beneath the debris, grabbing his pant leg, eyes filled with pain and accusation, forcing him to witness the suffering he once ignored. He tries to pull away, but more hands emerge from the rubble, grabbing him from every side, their silent screams demanding answers he can no longer escape. Back in reality, his body convulses on the stone path, guards rushing forward in panic, but none dare to touch him as the old woman watches silently, her eyes filled with quiet justice. His body suddenly goes still, the violent convulsions stopping as if something inside him has snapped, leaving him lying motionless while the guards stare in frozen fear. One guard slowly steps forward, reaching out with hesitation to check him, but pulls his hand back instantly as the billionaire's eyes suddenly snap open in a terrifying, unnatural stare. Gasping violently, he drags in air like a drowning man, rolling onto his side as tears and sweat mix, his face now completely broken, no trace of power left within him. He begins crawling toward the old woman, dragging himself across the stone, no longer caring about dignity, his voice begging for forgiveness, echoing weakly into the silent night. The old woman looks down at him with neither anger nor mercy, only a quiet emptiness, as she tells him that some wounds are never meant to be healed, only felt. His fingers grip the edge of her worn coat, trembling uncontrollably as he begs louder, his voice cracking with raw desperation, no longer a billionaire, just a broken man drowning in regret. She gently pulls her coat away from his grasp, not harshly, but with quiet finality, her eyes never leaving his, as if sealing a fate he can no longer escape. Turning away, she begins to walk toward the dark exit beyond the gate, her figure slowly disappearing into shadow, while he watches helplessly, his last hope fading step by step. In sudden panic, he forces himself up again, legs shaking violently, and stumbles forward, trying to follow her, refusing to let her vanish from his life. But just as he reaches the gate, his legs suddenly collapse beneath him again, dropping him hard onto the stone, the brief miracle vanishing as quickly as it came. He lies frozen where he fell, staring at his lifeless legs, realization crashing over him that the power he felt was never a gift, but something far more terrifying and temporary. The guards finally rush forward, lifting him carefully, their expressions filled with confusion and fear, unsure whether they are witnessing a miracle or a curse unfolding before them. As they carry him back toward the car, he suddenly grabs one guard's arm, whispering weakly to find the old woman, his voice filled with desperate need and unfinished fear. Cut to a dim security room, multiple monitors flickering as footage replays the moment she touched him. But suddenly the screens glitch, her figure distorting unnaturally. On one final screen, the footage freezes, and the old woman is nowhere to be seen, as if she never existed at all, leaving behind only unanswered
quietly keep watching you like a stranger passing by, standing outside your love story, while my own heart asks me why. I'm the silence in the background, the one you'll never choose, loving you without belonging, with everything to lose.
Shift slightly, as if he hears every
I don't
word.
speak my hidden
Inside the
feelings.
room, a nurse
I don't
places
reach
a cup
to
of tea
change
on the
your
side
way.
table, her hands
So I
slightly
bury
shaking
all
as she
my
glances at him,
heartache and
sensing
love you
something
from
deeply
far
unsettling
away.
about his silence.
I
Without
quietly
warning, his hand
keep
twitches
watching you
violently,
like
knocking
a
the
stranger
teeth
passing
shattering
by,
the silence
standing
as the nurse
outside
gasps
your
and
love
steps back
story,
in fear.
while my
His
own
eyes
heart
suddenly
asks me
widen
why.
again, not
I'm
with
the
fear this time,
silence in
with
the
recognition,
background,
as if he
the
sees
one
the
you'll
old woman
never
standing
choose,
silently,
loving you without belonging, with everything to
as he
lose.
whispers her name, though he never knew, his voice barely audible, yet the shadowy figure at the foot of the bed slowly begins to move closer. The nurse re-enters with hesitation,
stop
woman's figure
hoping.
passes
Stop
silently beside
searching
her,
your eyes for me.
unseen, her steps
But
making
until
no
then,
sound
I'll
at all.
stay a shadow.
The old woman stops
where your
beside
heart
his
will
bed
never
and looks
be.
down at him, her calm expression unchanged, while
I
his
quietly
breathing becomes
keep
rapid,
watching
his
you
eyes begging for
like a stranger passing by,
She slowly
standing
raises her hand
outside your love
hovering
story,
it above his chest,
while my own heart asks me why.
as if controlling
I'm the
something
silence
invisible
in the
within her. Her
background,
presence
the one
overwhelming
you'll
the
never
entire room.
choose, loving
Suddenly,
you
the heart
without
monitor
belonging.
spikes violently, beeping faster as his
With
body arches
everything
upward,
to
his
lose.
face twisted between pain and realization, as if his soul is being forced to confront its final truth. The monitor suddenly flatlines for a split second, the sharp, continuous tone slicing through the room as the nurse freezes, her face turning pale in absolute terror. Just as the nurse rushes forward, the old woman lowers her hand slowly, and the monitor violently spikes back to life, the sudden return sending chills through everyone present. The billionaire gasps violently, sucking in air as if pulled back from death, his eyes wide and locked onto her, realizing she now controls not just his pain, but his life itself. Leaning closer, the old woman whispers that his life will continue, but every step he takes will carry the weight of those he buried, a punishment he can never escape. As she straightens and steps back, her figure begins to fade slowly into the dim hospital shadows, leaving him alone with the terrifying truth of what
There's
he
a
has
storm
become.
inside my chest
Days
now,
later, inside
but my
his
lips
luxury
stay
office,
locked and dry.
the billionaire sits silently
Every word
in a
I
sleek
wanna
chair,
tell you
dressed again
drowns
in his
before
navy
it
blue suit,
even
staring
tries.
at the city skyline.
You're right there,
with a
but feel
hollow
so
expression.
distant,
A file
like a
lies open
dream
on
I
his
can't
desk,
hold
showing
on.
old construction
and I
reports,
fake a
safety
calm
warnings
expression
ignored,
while
his
my
trembling
heart
hands
is
slowly
coming
flipping
undone.
through pages.
It's
as
raining
guilt
deep inside my
resurfaces
heart,
with every detail.
but I
He
don't
suddenly
let
stands
it
up
show.
on his own, his legs
I just
working
stand
again,
here in
but
the
instead of
silence
relief,
while I
his face
watch you
shows
let
fear,
me go.
as if every
You're
step
walking with
reminds him of the curse
somebody
placed upon
else,
him.
like
He
I
begins
never
walking
crossed
slowly
your
across the lawn,
mind.
each
And I'm
step
drowning
heavy and
in this
deliberate,
feeling
his expression
that I'll
tightening,
never
as if
leave
invisible
behind.
weight presses down on him with every movement.
I could scream,
Suddenly,
but what's the
he
reason?
stops mid-step,
You were
his face
never really
contorting,
mine.
as if hearing distant cries
So I
again.
bury all the
The echo of
pieces
trapped voices
and pretend that I'm alright. It's raining deep inside my heart, but I don't let it show. I just stand here in the silence while I watch you let me go. You're walking with somebody else, like I never crossed your mind. And I'm drowning in this feeling that I'll never leave behind.
But for a split second, the old woman in the worn brown coat stands behind him in the reflection, watching silently. He turns around instantly, but no one is there, leaving him alone with the terrifying truth that the punishment will follow him forever, no matter where
If
he
you're
goes.
happy where you are,
He slowly looks down at his own
just
feet,
fade
now
into
able
the
to walk. But with every step, his face
It's raining
reflects
deep inside
unbearable
my
guilt,
heart,
realizing the true cost
but I
of
don't
power
let it
without
show.
humanity, as
I
silence
just stand
consumes
here
him
in the
completely.
silence while
Power
I
without
watch you
responsibility
let me
doesn't
go.
disappear.
You're
It
walking with
returns as a burden
somebody
you can never
else,
escape.
like I never
this story
crossed
is
your
true,
mind.